Hi, and welcome to Hoffman's Hot Seat. I'm Tom Hoffman at 1-to-1 Media. Joining me today is Jeff Pedowitz, founder of the Pedowitz Group. Today, Jeff and I will be discussing the biggest challenges with marketing automation and best practices for overcoming them. Jeff, thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, thank you, Tom.
So, Jeff, what do you see as the biggest inherent problems with marketing automation these days?
As an industry, it is starting to come into its own, and we're finding broader adoption. But at its core, it's sophisticated. It requires a lot of process change. It requires people skills. It requires use of technology. And for many marketing organizations that are owning strategy and creative, but they're outsourcing a lot of their other normal functions like PR and search, this has been in and of itself a difficult concept to take on, but one that is an imperative because marketing is being held accountable for revenue. So one of the challenges is the software in of itself has traditionally been a little complicated and harder to use. Now vendors, especially like Marketo, have come a long way in terms of making it user-friendly. Eloqua's new release, Eloqua 10, is good, and some of the other vendors like Aprimo and Oracle are doing better, but I think there's still even more opportunities to build templates, best case examples that customers can just get up and run with. So that would be the first one. I think for companies that have adopted marketing automation and have seen value, the ROI is there. But for everybody else, since marketing's not used to buying technology, the ROI is a little unclear. So the pricing model has been a little tough for people to understand. Now, whether people are paying $1,000 a month or $20,000 a month, I think they have a hard time getting themselves wrapped around what the return on investment is. So I think making some changes to how it's priced, how it's modeled, doing more trials, doing more proof of concepts, more guarantees, I think will make people a little bit more comfortable. And I think just the third challenge is the industry is a little bit insular. The people that follow the blogs, the people that go to the conferences, it's all the same herd. And I think collectively the partners and the vendors have to work together to educate the broader market. We need to see a little bit more, I guess, blue ocean strategy, if I was going to coin a term, to see some people breaking outside of technology and financial services, getting into other areas of the business like IT, sales, finance, as well as the chief executive officer to drive adoption.
Thanks for laying that groundwork for us, Jeff. So what would you advise as steps that can be taken to address some of these issues?
I think, first of all, more industry-specific conferences where the vendors and partners are participating to drive education, continue use of social media. The vendors are really starting to do a much better job now of sharing their content and making it much more open. I think what they have to do, though, is they have to find a way of finding the people that aren't looking. It's still the same core group of followers reading the same content. Regardless of what social channel it's on, then it's not reaching mass appeal. So I think they have to work harder at identifying other social channels to share the content and also repurpose the content for IT, for sales, because most of the content is still marketing driven. Again, continued acceleration and adoption of the functionality in the platform to continue making it easier to use and putting together more turnkey service packages to get people off the ground. I think all these things will help.
Okay, thanks. Can you also point to some examples of companies that are doing this well today, whether we're talking about vendors in this space or end-user practitioners?
In terms of vendors, you really see some leaders in different areas. Eloqua and Marketo are doing a really nice job. I think Aprimo really has a nice story around integrated marketing management. Pardot does a great job with SMB. And Fusionsoft also with SMB. That's doing a really nice job. I would identify them as the leaders right now. And then with Oracle's acquisition of Market to Lead, I think if they put some of their big muscle behind this, they could really be a positive force in the marketplace to affect change. On the customer side, there's so many great customer success stories out there. Polycom, VMware, Comcast, Citrix, Cisco, Dell. That's a lot of technology companies. But there's also other firms out there, too, that have been doing this for a while and started to develop some mature processes and are really seeing the fruits of their labor.
Okay, excellent. Well, Jeff, thanks so much for spending some time with us today.
No problem. My pleasure.